Many of us women have the desire of dating rich men, but we don't know where to start. Location is key when it comes to attracting affluent men because you have to be where they are in order to meet them. Now, let me preface this by saying that we are not chasing men, but rather we are strategically placing ourselves so that we can have as many opportunities as possible to meet affluent men. Let me be clear, we are not being desperate in chasing them. Instead, we are being clever in placing ourselves at the right spots at the right time. So, without further ado, the first way to meet rich men as a normal girl is by running all your errands in the most expensive neighborhoods of your city. A lot of times, women have this misconception that it's impossible to meet rich men in their daily lives because they think that truly rich men are secluded from society and they don't partake in normal activities like grocery shopping, picking up their dry cleaning, or even dropping a package off at the post office. Although some rich men do have staff that cater to these needs, the majority of affluent men are still normal people. So please, do not believe that you cannot meet rich men in your everyday life. You absolutely can. You just have to be in the right spots at the right time. Now, what I've found is that the best time to go running errands is during weekends and after work hours, because that is typically when affluent men are running their errands. But it is worth experimenting with different time frames. This method is really all about finding any sort of reason to go to these places as often as you can. The second way is to go to men's goods stores. What I mean by this is places like men's designer clothing stores, golf stores, cigar shops, any sort of establishment along those lines where you know it is mostly a male clientele that does have that extra disposable income to be spending on these types of luxuries. Now you may be wondering, why would a woman be in one of these stores? The answer is because with this method, you're going to want to pretend that you are browsing the store looking for a gift for your dad or brother. One thing I found that works very well is if you approach one of the men shopping who catches your eye and just explain that you want to get your dad a nice present that they will love and ask him his opinion on that item. This is a great way to start a conversation with a man without making you appear too aggressive or straightforward. Instead, you just look like an innocent girl doing something nice for her dad. This works so well because men love the opportunity of helping women they find attractive, and they will be happy to give their opinion. And as well, this can easily spark a conversation because many of these men's goods stores cater to men's hobbies and men are very passionate about these things. So they will happily go on and on talking to you about it. It is also worth mentioning that there are designer stores that do sell merchandise for both men and women, and I have heard stories from women who met men at these co-ed designer stores. The men fancied them and bought the items for them. So this is something that you definitely would want to try if you are comfortable with it. Now, topic 3 is going to be to attend churches or other places of worship that are in the richest area codes of where you live. As a disclaimer, I'm not telling you to pretend that you practice this religion or to fake it by acting like you do. This method is for women who do practice a certain faith and they are already involved in church. So if you are looking for an affluent man who shares your religious beliefs, one of the best ways to find him is by attending different churches in your area. This works perfectly because you both already share similar values, and typically religious men do have that provider mindset, as many religions do believe that the man is the head of the household. This method I would highly recommend for women who are ready for marriage and want it sooner rather than later, because most religious men also share that ambition of getting married. Start getting involved in different churches that share your same faith. It's a great way to meet like-minded people, and if this is already something you're practicing, there's no harm in putting yourself out there and testing this method out. If you'd like the full tutorial on how to attract and date rich men, check out my ebook, Trophy Wife. It is linked in the description. The next way is by joining a luxury gym. I know that luxury gyms can have quite a hefty price on their memberships, but many luxury gyms do offer a 1-month free trial that you can utilize, so it's definitely worth looking into. This manner is very similar to the previous one. So for this, you want to go to the gym and act like you don't know how to use one of the machines. Ask a man nearby for help on how to use it. This is the perfect way to start a conversation because, like we previously said, men love the opportunity to help women, especially men who are into fitness. They really want to share that passion with everyone else. And this works so well because you're still not approaching him in an aggressive manner. It doesn't make you seem desperate or too direct. You want to be clever and make it look like you needed help and there was no one else to turn to. With this, you want to create a routine and keep going at the same time so that you can run into him again. The more he sees you around, the more comfortable and inclined he will be to ask you out. In our daily lives, most of us probably go to places like Starbucks, Panera, or local coffee shops to get work done. But a way that you can spin this into meeting affluent men is by actually going to a luxury hotel to do these tasks. Most luxury hotels will let anyone come in for dining. So what I recommend you to do is going to a luxury hotel lounge during lunchtime hours and sitting getting your work done there. You can order a cup of coffee, which costs almost about the same as your daily Starbucks drink. When doing this, you want to show that you're open to being approached by the men there by having soft body language, or you can even choose a seat near one that catches your eye. Make sure that you're not doing a high attention required task, like reading or something that will require you to have earbuds in. The reason for this is because if you look like you're too focused, men will not approach you because they don't want to bother you. Instead, use your laptop, make eye contact with them, smile, just show that you're open to being approached. This will really increase your likelihood of meeting rich men and even getting approached by them. If you're still struggling to meet affluent men in your daily life, then as a last resort, I would recommend for you to download dating apps and set your location as the richest zip code in your area. This filter is going to only show you men who are in those affluent areas. Now, with dating apps, it can be tricky because most of the time men view dating apps as an extension of hookup culture. So you want to write your bio as something along the lines of traditional girl looking for a traditional man. This way you are showing that you're not looking for a hookup, and by stating you want a traditional man, men know that that encompasses having a provider mindset. So with this, you have already established your expectations of what you're looking for. And this goes without saying, but don't portray a vulgar image on your dating profile. Show different sides of your personality and be sure to choose photos where you look warm and inviting. That's all for today's video. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Have you tried any of these methods, or do you plan to? And if you've enjoyed this video, check out the next video about normal girls who married into real wealth.